with me, if you're not familiar with him, across the table from me is Sam Hill. Sam is our chief real estate marketing strategist, and he's a licensed real estate agent. He's on our team, and he acts as really kind of the brains of the operations when it comes to strategy, tactics, you name it. So he is going to, along with me, I'm going to be more like color commentary. He's really going to bring the noise, bring the data today on our training. So tune in if you are casually listening. Maybe think about going 1 degree further into a formal listening posture. And let's get ready to take notes. This is not rhetoric. Like, this really is a game-changing presentation and training that we're talking through. Like, this is serious stuff. You've got lead generation, you've got branding, and you've got the future of real estate marketing. There's a ton of disruptions right now. And so if you're just now joining us, if you're late to the recording or whatever, this is Josh. I think we know each other with Agent Leads. Across from me is Sam. And I'm going to kind of be master of ceremonies, but also provide a little bit of gap information here and there. And Sam and I are going to have a conversation, along with he's got some unbelievable training to provide. So without further ado, Sam, why don't you take us down the yellow brick road, and then we'll have Q&A and all that good stuff.
Totally. So we're going to talk about how big data, which you've probably heard before, it's being thrown around a lot, but how it's changing the game for real estate agents, and specifically how you can leverage video marketing to crush your competitors, which put a 1 in the chat box if you want to crush your competitors. And if you want to make a lot of moolah, a lot of money, because big data is one of those things that we hear a lot about, and I'm going to talk about what exactly it is so that you have no more confusion, like what the heck is big data? I'm going to talk about video marketing. What is video marketing? Why do only 14% of real estate agents have a video presence, right? Crazy stuff. So Josh talked about the future. This training, we're going to look out into the future. We're not just going to hypothesize about the future. We're going to look at a $43 billion Cisco study about video marketing and big data. And we're going to tell you what the future is with 100% certainty. So if you're here and you want to make a lot of moolah, you want to leverage video marketing, you're in the right place. If you're not ready to challenge yourself, then this is not a training for you, because we're going to challenge status quo. Josh is really good at challenging the status quo. There's a lot of misconceptions about video marketing, like what is effective video marketing? Do I need it? Is it as hard to do video marketing as it seems to be? The answer is no. It's actually a lot easier than you think it is. So if you're not in the mood to challenge yourself, grow your thinking, make the most out of your investments, you need to ignore this training, okay? Y'all know who Josh is. He doesn't need a whole lot of introduction, but just like Josh said, this training is something that's coming from us being in the trenches. So we're doing video marketing. We're practicing video marketing. We are advising top producing agents in video marketing. And so this isn't something that's theory. It's based off of facts. It's based off of data. It's based off of studies. It's based off of practice. And if you want to know how to grow your video marketing, then you're going to want to tune in big time. A little bit about myself. I might be new to some of you, but not all of you. But I am the marketing strategist here, and you can see some of my accolades. I just want you to know that this is stuff that we've proved out in the trenches with real estate agents, cross-brand, cross-niche, cross-industry. And so I'm really fired up to talk to you, because I've just found that if agents can get clear on what's going on in the marketplace, then they can really capitalize on it. So we're going to get started, and really, here's our goal. Our goal today is to help you say bye-bye to agent fairyland, which is one of my favorite things that you've said the last month, Josh, and something that I've heard a lot about. I actually had an agent send me a Facebook message earlier this week, and they said, "I'm stuck in fairyland, get me out."
So if you're in fairyland, we're going to talk about what that means, but I need you to just be transparent and honest and comment wherever you're at in Facebook or whatever, and just say, I admit I'm in fairyland because our job is to help you get out of fairyland. You can say that obviously in the chat box on Zoom as well. But if you're on Facebook, comment below.
Yeah. Why don't you talk about what fairyland is? Give the Josh Rhodes like nobody else can. Josh is the king of one-liners, if you haven't found that out yet. But what is fairyland? Why are agents stuck there? And we'll talk about how to get them out.
Well, fairyland ultimately is what I call purgatory for GCI. It's kind of where people get stuck, either permanently or semi-permanently. It's also kind of like getting stuck on the honeymoon in the marriage. And then you wake up and like, hang on a second, this is hard. The picture on the slideshow is literally just a Google image when I typed in fairyland. But, you start out and you get some quick wins and some early wins. And it's because your cousin or your sister-in-law bought a house from you. And then you're just like, man, there's an $8,000 check. That's easy. I can do this 6 to 12 more times. And then after 6 to 12 times, you realize that people aren't buying houses as rapidly as they are buying groceries, and they're not spending as much money anymore. So fairyland is this soft and cuddly comfort zone that people get stuck in based on their initial ability to develop business, if that makes sense, and treating it like a hobby, like treating a business like a hobby. And at first, it kind of feels fun, and it can be fun, and it should be fun. But then ultimately, your expectations are shattered, and all the fluffy bunnies and the unicorns that worked early in your business, they're nowhere nearby. And so it's an allegory for someone who got into the business, got laid down leads from referrals, but they didn't acquire skills and systems to increase their brand awareness and be a shark in a local market. Bottom line.
Yeah, totally. Because, we've done in the last 18 months, 25,000 consultations alone. Okay. And, you hear from agents and brokers a lot of similar things, because if you look at statistics, 86% of agents fail in the first 36 months on average. And so you look at that and you go, okay, wait a minute. Agents and brokers get into real estate to make a lot of money and to grow a business and to have a team. And you may not want to have a team, but you got into the business to make a lot of money, more than you could make in the corporate world doing whatever you thought you might do when you were a little kid, right? But agents find that they get stuck and real estate becomes a hobby. When we say that, we just mean that your GCI hits a ceiling, whether it's really soon after you get started or whether it's 2 years in, 3 years in, 5 years in. Once the kind of party's over, it's like, okay, what now? And we're not down on Sphere. Sphere is awesome. Should be a major pillar in your business. But everybody knows that the key, the secret to scaling beyond your sphere and growing a business is you got to get outside your sphere. You've got to build a cold market database. You've got to actually grow a business. And what we found is that so many agents and brokers really treat their real estate business like a hobby. They kind of always end up retreating back to their sphere, right? 100%. So they don't grow outside of it. And then they're frustrated because they're expecting the results of a business. And a business is when you can buy new customers, grow a database, get new closings. That's what a business is, right? And so a lot of agents are frustrated, and we want to help you get out of it. It's our goal. It's our passion, is to help you get out of fairyland. And the way you get out of it is you start treating your real estate business like an asset, like it really should be. And you start investing in your real estate biz. Josh, talk to us about the difference between an asset and a hobby.
So an asset by definition is something that you leverage that creates income for you, whether it be actively or passively. It's something that you invest in, but it's not like a flat screen TV. Like a flat screen TV is not an asset because the flat screen TV has literally zero ability to generate leads and sales. A rental property is an asset. A business that you own is an asset. And in this case, there's a lot, the low barrier of entry tricks us in the real estate industry into thinking that I can be a hobbyist or a generalist, when in reality, once you get in, to be able to compete in what we call a red ocean, it's really tough. So you've got to invest in yourself, you being the primary column of the asset.
Yeah, self-investment and putting processes and systems in place that help you grow outside yourself, right? A business is an asset, something that pays you, right? Most realtors are tied to their one-to-one marketing, which is why they're exhausted, they're frustrated, they're pissed, their GCI is not where they want to be. It's because it's tied to this one-to-one thing. How many hands can you shake? Your sphere of influence is what it is, and it's tiring. You know, it wears you out. And so, but one of the things that we hear from agents over and over and over again, and go ahead and put a heck yes into the chat.
Heck yes.
If you've ever said this to yourself, what do I invest in? There's so much stuff out there. Probably, I'll say this. What we found is that there's no better time than today. There's no better time in real estate history to get into real estate and leapfrog the competition. There's no better time. Even in our program, you look at agents like Greg Horn, Miley Corona, who we talk a lot about. She's kind of a model agent for us. She just closed her 40th or 45th deal of 2018. She's in her second year in real estate. Okay. Some agents have been in business 10 years and haven't done 40 plus deals in a year.
There's a reason for that.
Totally. She's invested in systems. And so my point is that there's no better time to jump into real estate and grow a business, because technology, what Miley's done is she's leveraged technology to scale her business. So there's no better time, but it's also one of the most confusing times ever. Would you agree with that?
100%.
Because agents have more distractions. They've got productivity coaches at the brokerage. They've got social media classes by somebody who's never run a Facebook ad in their entire life. They've just got so much noise. Most agents are switching CRMs, doing CRM tutorials and demos. They're doing free trials. They're signing up for these things left and right. They're switching websites. They're switching brokerages. There's probably more noise in the marketplace than there's ever been. So if you're asking yourself, well, what do I invest in? We just want to tell you that let's stop guessing about what to invest in. Let's quit making conjectures and letting people tell you, oh, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. Well, this has worked for me, right? All this type of confusion. Let's stop guessing and let's recognize today, and we're going to show you that big data will actually tell you exactly what to invest in your real estate business, which is you can take a deep breath and breathe a sigh of relief. There are actual data points that you can look at by billion-dollar companies that will show you the trends and show you what buyers and sellers are asking for. And all you have to do is go and do it. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just simply get to place yourself in your real estate business into the river in the way that it's headed. Does it make sense?
And don't get lost in this whole big data conversation. Like at the end of the day, big data is the same thing that Target and Walmart's using to get you to buy the next bottle of shampoo. Like this is information that's literally on the consumer level of information that helps us as businesses. If you're thinking like a business, it informs you as a business owner, as a business producer, as an asset, how to interact with the community and culture at large.
All right, so we're going to talk about how you can leverage big data using video marketing. Now, here's the thing, kind of my disclaimer, and then we're going to get into 3 statistics. I want you to get out something and take notes, because we're going to hit you with 3 statistics that are game-changing statistics that you need to write down and think about over the weekend and ask yourself, how should I be changing my real estate business, and in which direction should I be heading in light of these statistics that we're going to share? Big data is not sexy at all, but it's lucrative. What I mean by that is it ain't fun to talk about. Most of y'all probably were not going to spend your weekend looking at big data statistics and reports and thinking about it. But if you're willing to really strategize and think, and most of all, take massive action in your business and do things and put systems in place, it is very lucrative. There is a lot of money to be made for realtors in the next 0 to 36 months. The next 0 to 3 years, you can double, triple, quadruple your business if you will pay attention to these trends and get in the way of them. Get playing with the trends, with the tide. It is very lucrative. What is big data, though? And Josh just hinted at it, but big data is large patterns. They're large patterns. It's not what we think. It's not what you think. It's not what's going on in my little local market that's so different than everywhere else, even though it's not, right? Big data is what's happening with everybody everywhere that you need to know about. Think about stuff like Amazon Prime, Netflix. Think about the game-changing things that have happened, right, the last 10, 15 years in our society. I mean, think about life without Amazon Prime. I walked in yesterday, there was a stack of boxes, like 4 of them. I don't even remember what life was like before Amazon, right? Amazon came from big data, okay? So big data is about zooming out from what we think, what you think, what your local market thinks, and it's about what's going on. It's the undercurrent that once it hits, you don't want to have been left behind and miss it. So it's large patterns, large trends about buyers and sellers that you absolutely cannot ignore. And so we're going to give you 3 big data trends that you need to know. Here they are. You ready? And this is by Cisco, okay? The largest big data analyst in the world ever. $43 billion Cisco study, all right? Here's the first one. Internet video traffic makes up 70% of all global consumer internet traffic. Can you tell them what that means? Can you translate, Rhodes?
Bottom line is attention when it comes to like what people are consuming into their brain. It's in the format of video, period. That's it.
Totally. When people get online and they search on Google, 70% of that activity is flowing toward a video. That's what that means, right? Number 2, 85% of buyers and sellers want an agent who has video marketing. Translate.
That means I want the agent who is most likely up with the times, and because they intuitively know that the customer or that the culture around them is video driven. Like, we all know this. Like, we may not have known 70% is the consumption percentage of video or internet information, but we know like it's the wave of the future. And so your future clients want someone, they want the baseball player with the newest baseball bat. Mm-hmm. They want the team with the best, first round draft pick. Mm-hmm. And that's the agent using video.
Yeah. And we talk about Molly Corona as an example. How has she done 40 plus deals and capped, just halfway through the year? Well, the answer is that she's become known as a local market authority. She's the go-to. Doesn't matter that there's been an agent. Well, I've been in business for 15 years. Doesn't matter. Molly's racing past you because she's omnipresent through video. Everybody knows she's there. She has become just synonymous with real estate marketing. She's known as a marketer. I talked to somebody this week in Miley's market, a home seller, and he said, when I think of real estate marketing in Louisville, I think of Miley Corona. Let that sink in.
Amazing.
She's been in business not even 24 months.
18 months.
Crazy town. All right. So number 3, even though 85% of buyers and sellers want an agent who has video marketing, number 3, only 15% of agents have a video presence, right? Which is crazy. It's a bummer, but it can change. And it doesn't have to be you. Right? So we're going to break these down. We're going to elaborate under each one of those. I want you to write them down. I want you to take some bullet notes. We're going to hit them one at a time. And we're just going to shed some light on what they mean so that you can understand, you can pay attention, and you can grow your business. Internet video traffic makes up 70% of all global internet traffic and rising. Josh, can you talk about how even through things like Google, videos are now populating? How important is Google? How important is SEO? How important is YouTube? How important is video on Facebook? And the different channels that we all think about what's going on with video marketing.
I'm going to be concise with this because we can go 2 hours on this one topic. And our video marketing mastermind members, we actually do go deep on this. But bottom line is you've got search intent traffic platforms like Google, YouTube properties, where people go looking for something. Homes for sale, Calabasas, California, CA, or homes for sale, Louisville, KY, or whatever it is.
On the brain.
And, so they do the search intent, or there's disruptive platforms like we use with Facebook, Instagram, and other social media, even Pinterest, LinkedIn. Those are disruptive platforms. Video works on both. But here's the real value is because video helps you cheat space and time. When it comes to having more people who know, like, and trust you. So how does Miley become a rock star paragon of real estate and marketing in Louisville in 18 months? Well, it's because she's cheated space and time by using video consistently. And so people feel like they know, like, and trust her more than just the other gal who just has her headshot picture on a website and her realtor.com listing.
Yeah, totally. Fantastic. And I think the other thing that I would say about the internet video traffic is when Josh talks about search intent, this is critical because it means they're on the brain. Because you've got, like you said, two types. You've got disruptive marketing, which is Facebook. It's more like fishing, growing your database. And then you've got search intent marketing, which is it's on the brain. I'm looking for it. And the flow of traffic, where those people end up, where they're most likely to end up, where 70% are ending up when it's on their brain is on a video, which means if you don't have a video, you're missing 70% of what everybody's looking for, right? If you don't have a video presence. So let's talk about that. Right? 85% of buyers and sellers, they want an agent who has video marketing. Josh, can you elaborate on, we'll talk about the agents in a minute, but why do buyers and sellers, why do they want an agent who has video marketing? Why is that different than an agent who doesn't? Why would somebody go with Miley, who's been in business for 18 months, over an agent who's been in business for 15 years, right? And is the neighborhood expert. Why would they choose Miley instead of that agent?
It's important to remember that the people in your community, and I was even looking at comments earlier today in the Facebook group, or our private customer group, and I was asking, what do you dislike, or what's the hardest part about real estate? And someone said the disloyalty of people in real estate.
Adam
So Adam said that, and I thought it was really important. Well, the thing to remember is that the reason why there's disloyalty is because that people don't care about you. They only care about themselves. There's a consumerism is narcissism. It's me first. And that's something important to understand in all of meritocracy and commerce and business. Like, you've got to understand that they don't care. The only thing they care about are results for them. When I want to list my home for sale, the only thing I care about is how much can you sell my house for, and how much can I not leave on the closing table, and how fast can you do it? And so if I'm comparing listing agents, and I look at one agent like a Miley, and she's using video, then I already understand there's an unfair advantage versus someone else who is an incumbent, who just is really still living on postcard mailers and, cold calling and B&I meetings or whatever they are using. So 85% of buyers and sellers, it's because the entire market understands how marketing works at the end of the day. It's just which real estate agent can apply it and execute.
Yeah, totally. The game has changed. So the good old days of, I've been in business 10 years, it's not as valuable as it used to be. It's not that it's not valuable. It's not that you shouldn't be proud and that you shouldn't leverage, right, how long you've been in business and your experience. You should, but it's not as valuable as it used to be. Think about Amazon Prime and Netflix relating to what Josh just said. People want value, and they want it as fast as possible. Speed. They want to know how fast can you sell this house, how will you get it sold quickly, and how much money can you make. People, write this down, buyers and sellers want value more than they do experience. And if you don't believe that, that's why you're getting leapfrogged by the Mileys of the world. Right? They want value more than they want experience, right? So critical. Now, let's talk about this third trend for a minute, okay? Because there's a lot of agents that would say, well, I think I have a video presence, right? Because what we're not saying, just to be clear, what a video presence doesn't mean is just that when you have a new listing, you market the listing using video, right? That's part of it, right? Part of having a video presence is when you get a new listing, you're using drones and you're using video footage. That's part of it. But we're talking about something before you even get the listing. We're talking about, do you have a video presence where they know you, they like you, they trust you, they know that you're the local agent authority. Video presence isn't random Facebook Lives, right? Because when we talk to a lot of agents, and they're like, well, I kind of have a video presence. If you kind of do, you kind of don't, right? It's not random Facebook Lives without a schedule. It's not a phone in front of your face, as I say, blabbering. When I say blabbering, I just mean that it's not what you think people want to hear about on videos, right? Remember, it's not about us. Josh just said, buyers and sellers care about who? Themselves, right? So we need to know what they want to know about. That's what your content should be about, which, remember, back to the search intent, which we'll talk about more in a minute. But can you talk for a second, Josh, about what having a video presence isn't, what it's not, so that nobody on this training and nobody who watches this in the future is confused. We don't want anybody to go, oh, I think I've got a video presence. How do they know they do or they don't?
One thing that we cover with our mastermind, kind of like my inner circle folks, are you always need to be telling a story. So people get annoyed when you just are talking about what you're eating at the restaurant. You know, there's some of that's okay. Salt and pepper, you know, with authenticity of life. Like, that's important, because know, like, and trust is about, like, oh, well, that agent's just like the rest, you know, they're normal. You know, they're not crazy people. But there are stories that marketing, you always need to be telling in marketing. Those stories are in these three categories. You've got an origin story. Why am I a realtor? Where did I come from? How did I get my license? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. You've got your client stories, your testimonials, and you've got, lack of better words, a product story or a service story or an educational story. Like, hey, you know, here's 3 ways you know you're working with the correct mortgage loan officer if you're a first-time home buyer. Mm-hmm. Doing videos like that. But also things like, you know, I think one guy in our group does a great job is Tony Bahu in Jackson, Mississippi. Like, you know, he's doing open houses, but he integrates it with real life, and even his charitable interactivity with like breast cancer awareness stuff and Real Men Wear Pink. And like, he's doing a good job of blending his business with the community and just kind of pulling the curtains back. So that's what I would say about video presence.
Yeah, absolutely. Video presence is something that's consistent, like it's actually scheduled for you. It's on your daily calendar. Video presence is content the market wants to hear. It's a video presence is your actual content distributed. Meaning, if you're making a video but nobody's seeing it, it doesn't matter. It's not going to have an impact for you, right? It's got to be distributed. It's got to be visible. It's about being known. It's about being liked. It's about being trusted. And here's the thing I want you to hear today, that if only 15% of agents have a video presence, and maybe you're going, oh man, I don't really have one, if I'm honest. That's fine. That's where most agents are. That's where Miley was 18 months ago. Okay. So you're not that far away from blowing up your business. There's an opportunity right now to get in front of the trend. One of the best parts about big data is it lets you look out into the future and go, this is the future. And you can look at it and know about it, or you can go, hey, I'm going to go ahead and put myself in front of those trends through massive action, right? Can you talk about that for a second? How can they get ahead of it and in front of it? And what can video marketing do for them?
So it allows you to be the disruptor rather than other brokerages or new brokerages or new concepts. Like, it allows you to be the agent who's competitive still. Bottom line, it's just all about it's actually just old business advice encapsulated in using what everyone around us wants us to use, which is video. Bottom line.
Yeah. It's treating your business like an asset and taking that principle and using video marketing to grow, right? Video marketing, if you're known, you're liked, you're trusted, everything Josh just talked about, everything you just saw, what a video presence should be, then the net result for you, what happens, in other words, why would I do all this video marketing? Well, because you transform from an agent like everybody else who's all doing the same thing, right? And all of a sudden you transform into the local agent celebrity, the go-to agent. You become the local agent authority, the person that's synonymous with real estate marketing. That's the goal of video marketing in your business. As we get toward finishing up here, if you've got a question while I'm thinking about it, for me or Josh, put it into the chat. We're going to answer them in about 5-10 minutes.
On Facebook or in Zoom, depending on where you are. Go ahead, and I'll try to monitor and be the.
Put some questions in there. We're going to finish by, I'm going to show you some examples of video marketing, agents that are getting in front of these big data trends. And then we're going to talk about our mastermind for a minute, okay? So here's some examples. And actually, we were looking at Tim Knox this morning. Talk about what Tim's doing here and why it's valuable. Look at all these videos.
Yeah, I think Tim's doing something really great in Madison, Alabama, not far from us, Huntsville, Alabama. Huntsville is kind of a techie town. Department of Defense has a big presence there, and there's a lot of engineers. And anyway, Tim is a smart guy and he and his brokerage or his agency that they just started are doing everything on video with video. One of my favorite things is his ride and rant. Tim's an opinionated guy.
Fantastic.
Which is good because he's got personality. You don't have to be like Tim, though, to leverage video. You don't have to be Oprah Winfrey, Steve Harvey, or anybody else on television. You just need to be you, and with an intelligent plan that you can back out of. Just have a schedule at the very least. But what Tim does is he just says, you know what, I'm in the car every day, showing listings, showing homes, listing appointments. So I'm just going to do 5 to 7 minute ride and rants and talk about the market. And he just captures them on his video, on his phone, puts them online. He's got a little anchor on his windshield. And it's great. It's fantastic. And he gets, 20, 50 views every time he puts a video on YouTube. He does a good job of distributing it on other channels. And no like and trust.
Yeah.
I mean, you start multiplying. He's got 50-something videos just on the ride and rant. Yeah. He's got multiple channels, which is stuff we help our inner circle mastermind clients do. If they want it, they can, use us to help them develop like a YouTube platform, for example, and so forth. So this is good.
Yeah. And you just you start thinking exponentially and you go, okay, Josh talked earlier about cheating space and time, how video allows you to cheat space and time. And you might go, wow, 50 people watch it. Doesn't seem like a lot. Well, y'all he's got however many videos you said he had.
Yeah.
So you start
dozens.
So you start to run the numbers and you go, okay, wait a minute. But if you have 50 people watching you talk for 5 minutes at a time, and you do that every week, every month, whatever, now you're talking about 600 to 1,000 people a year who are watching you, in Tim's case, ride and rant, right? So what it does is it creates gravity, creates impact. If you were known as the local market authority to 500-600 people a year, think that would change your business? Be a game changer. So video marketing isn't about hitting everybody all the time and becoming some mass world takeover. Right? It's about taking your brand and pushing it deeper into a concentrated group of people so that when they're looking to buy and sell, you come to mind. Right? Here's some other examples. Can you talk about some things that Tony's doing here?
I mentioned Tony earlier. He's just doing a great job of using video, but also distributing video. So like when he goes organic on Facebook, he's always using emojis. He's using good copy. He is involving his YouTube channel as well. So he's cross-pollinating his video content. And over the middle example I saw there was just he's doing an open house. So he's literally doing a virtual open house, which I know doesn't sound like rocket science, but he had 474 views, 3 shares, 2 comments. Like that's not lead generation activity. It's branding activity.
Yeah.
And so that's something important to talk about. Like there's a difference between lead generation and branding. Branding is I'm going to plant an orange orchard. Lead generation is I'm going to pick the oranges. That's the difference. And a lot of times that's why you get stuck in fairyland, because you came in and you picked an orange orchard you didn't even know you planted. And then you're out of oranges and you're like, wait a second, where are the rest of the orange trees? And it's because you haven't been doing branding.
Yeah. The oranges grow on trees.
Yeah.
We're not sure.
Yeah, there's a citrus orchard.
Okay. I didn't know.
I'm glad you know something about real estate. Gosh.
Hey, and how can you not like Tony? The thing I love about Tony's videos is that look at his smile. I know it's something small, but like this is when you
that's huge.
Being known, being liked. You think Tony's a likable guy? Just looking at these videos.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And here's a little secret. Here's a little snapshot of something that we're doing in the mastermind that's a game changer. Okay, I told an agent this yesterday on a call, and they were like, "No way!" Like, oh yeah, here we go. You can run this ad right here that Tony's doing in the middle. Okay, video view campaign, which is just a video. You're not asking for names, phone numbers, and emails to build your database messenger bot and talk to them. You're just getting eyeballs. Okay, and you can run a video like this for an open house event or just a branding video, and you can run that day after day, week after week, month after month, very cost effectively, pennies on the dollar, and get eyeballs. You can then come back around and run an ad only to the eyeballs that saw your video, right? 75% or more of your content. And you can start serving your direct response ads where you're asking for a name, phone number, email, let's do business, only to people that have been watching your videos for the last few weeks. Talk about that just for a second and we'll move on. But it's a game changer when you start to zoom out and you go, oh my gosh, I could be running my ads to people who know me, like me, and trust me that have been watching my videos for 4 weeks and not just everybody under the sun.
Yeah, it's called a video view campaign. And it's probably the least expensive Facebook ad you can run. And what it does is it tells the Facebook algorithm, hey, I want you to go find the people who are most likely to consume my videos, which is almost everyone. 80 to 90% of the people on Facebook are going to watch video first. And so why not watch your videos? And you can use a little bit of ad dollars, like a penny a view is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So you can get literally 1,000 views for $50, $10. I can't do the math that fast. But anyway, it's short and sweet, and it allows you to warm up an entire geographic marketplace and then come back and hit them with a lead generation campaign, like the select inventory campaign or something like that.
Fantastic. All right. Here's another example. James Ponzi doing some stuff on YouTube. Talk about this for a second.
So James used my YouTube listing formula. We kind of hot wire the YouTube algorithm. We know what Google wants. And so he used my listing. You can read it here. The one made under your guidance is on the left with over 1,000 views in a week. After watching your tutorial, I achieved far better results than ever before. Funny thing is, I thought I knew what I was doing. Obviously not. Thanks again. Property went under contract for full price yesterday. And if you can see in the top left, homes for sale, Aurora CO, when somebody Google YouTubes that, and a lot of people do, especially the people who are ready to rock and roll, like that's a good lead. Several hundred, I think 720 people a month Google that or YouTube that. Well, I mean, James is number 3, and his thumbnail, look at the difference. This is the kind of thumbnail I trained him how to do. Out of those 6, look at that thumbnail. It's got his phone number in it. It's orange. It's got his curbside appeal. It's got the keywords that they YouTube or typed in the search. So he's getting tons of action. And here's the other great part. It's not like a Facebook Live that kind of goes and then fades away and deteriorates. This is what we call long tail. So you get a video on YouTube or Google ranking, it's got long, like this is a career-changing ranking.
Yes.
And you can do it too. And there's, for every keyword like that phrase, homes for sale, Aurora CO, there's 20 to 30 more similar ones that you can. So even if you made 50 videos and 1 or 2 of them slip through the cracks and rank, it's a ball game.
Yeah, ball game. And guys, this is what gets me so fired up. Imagine your listing presentation when you can show a homeowner, oh, look, I'm number 3 on YouTube. I'm getting 1,700 views. Imagine that presentation compared to the other agents doing a presentation who all say the exact same thing. I've got great experience. I'm going to put a sign in the yard on Sunday. I'm going to do an open house. And man, I just know the right price to list it for, right? That's called, I've been in business a while. Ponzi, James Ponzi right here, it's about value. Remember, home buyers and home sellers want value more than they want experience. This is value right here. Imagine his listing presentation. Just bam, gets me fired up.
It's great. It's great.
Molly Corona, we've talked about her. She does a YMCA giveaway. Okay, so she's really, really active in her video marketing. She's fantastic. She's got anything from drone shots where she's waltzing down the street to go into a property that she's listing, all the way to videos of her working out, drinking coffee, getting up in the morning, taking kids to school, and doing all types of giveaways. She is fun. That's the thing I would say about Miley, is that when we talk about being known, being liked, you've got Tony, who's very likable. Miley's liked because she's fun, and real estate should be fun. when you sell your house and when you buy your house should actually be a fun event in your life and not stressful, right? And so Molly makes it fun. That's why she's synonymous. You've also got Greg Horn doing something similar to what James was doing. You can see Kauai real estate. You're searching it. He's in obviously a niche market. Talk about a challenging market. Talk about a unique market that's unlike many others. And you can see Greg ranking. Look at his ad. Look at how different it is. Look at his video. Look at how many videos he has listed there when you search Kauai real estate. Right? He's got phone numbers. Josh said he stands out. Are you enjoying this training?
Yeah, is this helpful?
Is it helpful? Let us know in chat if it's helpful. I want you to put your questions in there. We're going to answer those questions in about 5 minutes or less. If you're enjoying this training and you want more, I've got good news for you because we've got 2 ways you can get more. One is we're going to do a training on video marketing about every week. Okay, so you're going to see this event happening almost every week. We're going to go deep. Next week, we're going to talk about reverse engineering all of your video marketing.
Yeah.
So that you don't have to, because a lot of agents will go, well, what the heck should I say? Well, guess what? You don't have to do any guesswork. We're going to show you what it looks like to reverse engineer your marketing. We also want to talk to you about our mastermind and how you can leverage video marketing to crush your competition, make a lot of moolah, as we like to say. And I'm going to talk about the mastermind. Josh, you can chip in here, but you know, our video marketing mastermind is really one of our babies in that you get one-on-one time with Josh. You get one-on-one time with our customer success team in person. You get to be with an elite group of agents, small group working on your business. And you can see the web address at below agentleads.co/mastermind if you want to book a call and learn about it. But it's actually a day-and-a-half mastermind event and a 1-year membership that you get to participate with us at a very, very deep level. That's right, in person. We actually are doing the next one in this very room, and we're on a penthouse of the John Hand Club in downtown Birmingham, where we have a company membership. So you get to come and spend a day and a half in person. Ask yourself this question. When was the last time you worked on your business for a day and a half? Not in your business, not contracts, not putting signs in the yard, not prospecting, but worked on your business for a day and a half. Most agents and brokers have actually never done it. I'm not talking about a Tony Robbins conference either, as great as that is. We love Tony. We've been to Tony. I'm talking about you working on your business as an asset in a system. That's what the Video Marketing Mastermind is for. What we do at the Mastermind is we reverse engineer your local market searches. Talk about what that means for them, and we're going to go more in depth on our next training. But
pretend you live in Plano, Texas, or a suburb of Chicago, or Portland, Oregon. We're going to literally pull the keyword research of what people are Googling and YouTubing in your area. Like with Chrissy and Jamie from Atlanta, the Atlanta Property Sisters, I found approximately 9,000 searches per month in the northeast corridor of Atlanta for them that people are searching, just actively search. Like Google calls it the 0 moment of truth. Like people will research 30 web pages before they make a buying decision. The 0 moment of truth is when they finally type in the keyword, and they get to an online asset, if you will, and what if that's yours? And it's at the 0 moment of decision, because they have the intent, like I'm looking for a home, or I'm looking for best realtor, Athens, GA, best realtor, Norcross, GA. What if your video pops up there because you know what to do? Yeah. So that's important.
It's fantastic. So the Video Marketing Mastermind is there to help you grow your brand gravity, help you become the go-to market authority. We've got openings in the next 90 days in the Mastermind. You can go to agentleads.co/mastermind. You book a call, we talk, see if it's even a good fit for you, see if it's a good fit for us, because we actually give one-on-one attention. It's actually in person, and then we spend time with you, really dig in for an entire year. But you got 8 elite agents that are at the event with you. You're in person with Rhodes. You're working on your business. We're working video strategy. It's an actual recording event. So the agents in the Mastermind aren't just talking about video marketing. They've actually done a collection of videos that we guide the personal one-to-one level, and they're deploying those videos. So it's absolutely fantastic. And if you have any inkling whatsoever about getting video marketing off the ground in your business, getting ahead of the big data trends, being first to market, being a market leader, leapfrogging the competition, then you need to get on a call with us. It is invite only. It's limited availability. We do 6 to 8 agents on average in each mastermind. And the customer success team is on site. We even work on your Facebook ads while you're here. I mean, it's truly for you to help you really grow and make a quantum leap in your business in a short amount of time. And then we flesh it out throughout the entire year in the mastermind. So if you have any interest and you want to be considered for the mastermind, let's talk, right? And the way you do it is you book a call right here below, agentleads.co/mastermind. We'll get on a call. Here's what we'll cover on the call if you book one, just so you're like, what do I expect on the call? We're going to talk about the local market strategy, in detail, tell you exactly what we're helping agents do. We're going to talk about the mastermind details. It's like, well, what exactly am I doing in the mastermind? What does it include? We'll talk about the availability and dates. Are there any spots left? We're almost completely sold out of our next one. And the one after that's got just a few spots left. We'll talk about the program details. We'll talk about the membership benefits. We'll talk about the video recording. Like, oh my gosh, do I have to write my own scripts? No, do I have to be great on video? Nope. We've got agents that have never made a video in their life, creating professional content like that. So we got it down to a science. So you really like it. So that's what we'll cover on the strategy call. I want to talk to you about it. Josh wants to talk to you about it. Our team does. So go to agentleads.co/mastermind to be considered for the video marketing mastermind. I'm fired up about it. One of our favorite things. We get to go deep with agents. We also have a blast. And we do it right here live, as you can see. So, Josh, let's talk about some Q&A, some questions that you got, and anything else on your mind, and we'll wrap it up.
One of the big questions that we get a lot is, it's a rhetorical question, which is, why am I not doing video already? And there's usually 2 reasons. Number 1, I don't know what to say. And number 2, no one cares about what I'm going to say anyway. And first of all, those are 2 inner narratives. They're not really true. They care about what you say if you're talking about something they care about. So again, you got to start with the end in mind when it comes to your video content. But also, not knowing what to say is actually a legitimate concern. That's a legitimate reason why you're not doing video. And that's why it's important to have content schedule. And for lack of better words, at the end of the day, the real estate agents, with the examples we've given you today, they're thinking like media companies. They're thinking like content creators more so than they are a jacket-wearing, badge-wearing licensed realtor. They're not thinking so much as, I'm a realtor. They're thinking, I'm a marketer, I'm a self-promoter, I'm a content publisher. And so that is really the mindset that empowers you. And it's not mindset like ooey gooey fluffy stuff. I'm just saying, like, look, if you just focus, if you have 2 or 3 videos a week and you already know what you're going to talk about, that's the difference between frequency and no frequency of video marketing. So that's where I would wrap up. I mean, we're kind of out of time, so we're kind of out of Q&A bandwidth. But if you have questions, feel free to, if you're watching this on Facebook, feel free to comment below or send them in via Zoom, and we'll get you taken care of after the fact. But the best place to do it would be to interact with the video online. And
we'll see you on the next training.
Yeah, we'll see you guys on the next training.
About reverse engineering.
Yeah, book a call with us, though. Go to agentleads.co/mastermind. We want to talk to you. If this is of any interest, you building a video marketing apparatus for your business, this is the way to do it. So I'll let you wrap it up.
Yeah. Hey, really great talking to you all today. Video marketing is something that we get asked about maybe as much as anything else right now. And so if you're at a spot in your business where you want to get out ahead of the competition and you want to take a quantum leap forward, you want to cheat time and space, you want to take the wormhole right into the future, like the Mileys and Gregs and Tonys of the world, video marketing is the best way to do it right now. Hope this has been helpful for you. Comment below. All right, we'll see you on the next training. Take care.